Hey guys, it's Rob, Cheap Comic Collector. This is episode number 343, and today we're going to be going through a WhatNot box. Just gonna go over here and grab one. Ooh, it's a heavy one. And we'll get started. Thanks for joining me today. Hope everybody's having a good day, and if you're not, just relax and go through some comics with me. We're sorry, trying to hold on to the phone and do the box at the same time. Not easy when it's that heavy. Let me get. Yeah. Before we get into the WhatNot box, we're going to do a what am I reading, or what did I read, and it was the Starfire series from DC, the original one from the 70s. And so we're gonna go through that a little bit and see what I can remember. I kind of read it over a week or two, so I'll go through it with my opinions. It's not at all what I expected. So, Starfire number 1, the recent cover. It was came out in 1976. I think that says, yep, 1976, and David Michelini was the writer. Mike Valsberg and Robert Smith were the artists on the first issue. And honestly, the first issue, I got the whole series here. It goes up to number 8 before it was canceled. And honestly, the first issue wasn't very interesting to me. If I'd have read the first issue, I might never have bought the other ones. But it's got Starfire. She starts off as a slave, and she's being rescued by this guy in the purple tights, which is kind of weird. And there's spaceships, and there's aliens, and it's kind of it's sort of a sword and sorcery tale, but with a futuristic setting. I don't know if they're supposed to be on Earth or another planet, or just exactly what that entails. But anyway, the whole story is basically a recounting of her origin. Basically, this guy rescues her right from the start from being a slave and frees her, but she doesn't really know what freedom is, so she's like calls him master because she doesn't know any different, and he can't really get her to stop doing that. So, but he teaches her how to take care of herself and how to defend herself and so on and so forth. And it goes through the history of the aliens like taking over the human race and using them for slaves, and then and he's part of a resistance movement where they try to free people and stuff. And they become lovers, and then the aliens come in and wipe him out, and he gets killed. And so she, all of a sudden, she understands. She understands, and she fights the aliens instead of being a captive, and leads the other prisoners to freedom, and so forth. And it's not a bad concept. It just is not written very well at all. I mean, the entire thing is somebody telling the story, basically, not you reading a story, if that makes sense. So not too bad of a concept, but not written very well. The second issue is November, so these came out like every other month. Yeah, it was a bi-monthly process. And David Michelini doing the writing again, Mike Vosberg and Vince Coletta on the art chores this time. And so she's leading a band of men who basically don't have any respect for her, even though they're following her. They try to you know, hit on her and even take advantage of her, and of course that doesn't happen. But at the same time, when they do that, she doesn't kick them out of the band. They're still there, which is weird. This one guy practically tries to rape her, and she's still in the next issue. He's still there, so I don't quite understand that. But I just have a column, and then there's the Daily Planet in the back of that issue. And it's just, by today's standards, this is a very, very dated, kind of feminist view, sort of. The third issue is a little bit better. They changed writers. It's written by Elliot Megan. Still got Mike Vosberg and Vince Coletta doing the art, the art is fine. And so it kind of retells, because there's a new writer, it retells the origin a little bit, and they keep redoing that. And again, it's in kind of an odd series. I don't know. Yeah, she knows. Yeah, she understands how to fight and how to conquer people and beat the bad guys, and yet all these people with her don't understand. Have absolutely no respect for her. They're all portrayed as lazy men who don't want to fight. They really just want to go off and exist somewhere, and she's leading them to fight. And the whole thing is just jumbled mess. It doesn't quite make sense as far as character motivations and so forth goes. The story itself, what's happening, it's the bare bones of it are fine. But when they tried to add, like, I don't know, characterization to the players, it doesn't make much sense the way they're defining the characters. This is a new guy a big hulking guy that can't talk, who they've rescued, who she develops a friendship with, and so on and so forth. And it's just odd. It does get better as it goes. Like they're kind of getting used to figuring it out. But number 4, more fighting, more freeing of more men who don't want to have anything to do with her, but do. And then this is the female protagonist. They come to this citadel, basically, and kind of scam their way in because they need food and supplies and so on and so forth. And then this lady here actually uses men as slaves, and so in order to get the goods and stuff, she wants to trade the goods that they need for men that are under her command. And so she does that, but then she goes back in to rescue them, even though some of them don't want to be rescued. And it's just really odd. The storylines are they're really different. They're completely different than like what you would expect from this type of a series. And so they're on their quest to find, what were they questing for? I don't know. They hear rumors and they want to find help, and they're trying to find ways to. Right now they're looking for the weapons because they heard about these weapons that the Lightning Lords, I think is what they were called, have that can be used to defeat the aliens. So they go into there and they have to fight some more, and then they defeat the basically the futuristic tanks and the monster, and then these guys start worshiping the big guy that can't talk because of the symbol on his chest has something to do with what's going on. And so in the next one, number 6, they meet the people that control the machines, which is this girl here, and we change writers once again. Now we have Steve Englehart writing. Still have Mike Vosberg and Vince Coletta on art. So this is, things finally improve here. They should have started like around with this issue. But things kind of calm down. The men have actually some bravery to them, and so on and so forth, instead of just depicted as terrible people. And anyway, they get welcome into the Citadel because of the big guy. And it turns out the big guy was actually their computer expert or controller or something at some point. And then they did something to him and like sold him off into slavery or whatever. So these shadow people are another type of alien. The two type of aliens are at war, but they both war against the humans. So and then we got a couple more issues to go here. All right, and then we have number 7. And so they fight, the aliens, the lady that betrayed them to the other aliens, and it's much better written than when the series began. Makes quite a bit more sense. And starts to like kind of build the world instead of it just being, you barely can tell what's going on and their motivation and so forth. And then so that kind of ties up that storyline and ends that storyline. And then you go into the last issue. Excuse me. Where there you have this giant spider thing on the cover. And so in this one, they're still trying to find. They're trying to find basically a utopia of some sort where this is where the guy from the first issue that saved her originally would have come from. That's supposed to be people like him, because nobody knew where he came from. And there's this band basically who they believe has the technology to save the planet, and they can hold off the aliens. They're basically free, so it's like a paradise. But the people that are there, you can see this guy. He's dressed just like pretty much like the guy that saved her in the beginning. And they have futuristic flying machines and so forth. But their leader refuses to help. He doesn't want to fight. He just wants to, protect what they have. So they're captured once again. They're put in an arena with this giant spider that's supposed to eat them, and they manage to escape. And then and that's pretty much the end of the issue. They're going to try and save their world and make it free. And that's the end. It got canceled after that. So, and what's funny is that there's actually an editorial in here by Jeanette Kahn talking about why series get canceled. And they're talking about a trade show that she attended and so on and so forth, and cites like 6 different reasons that may lead to cancellation and so on and so forth. So it's kind of an odd coincidence that's her editorial for the month when this was the last issue of that series. But anyway, 8 issues. It did get better as it went along. But the first couple issues were just dreck. But like I said, it did get better. The art is fine. Story wise, it could have been so much better to begin with, and then basically when Elliot S. Megan came in, and then Steve Englehart, they did the best they could with what they had to work with, and it could have been interesting if they'd have kept going forward to see how it would have progressed, but that was pretty much the end of it. And it's probably not a series I will ever reread. But I'm happy to have them in my collection. It is, 1970s DC Comics. It's a complete set, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's get to WhatNot. That's why we're here. WhatNot. Oh, let's see. We've got these from Gotham Thrift. It was a flat rate box, and 74 comics in this box, so quite a few. And I paid $17.58, which came out to 24 cents. So the box itself was only $8, and then the rest is tax and shipping. And let's see what I got. We got Green Hornet, number 13 from Now. Never really looked inside these too much. I don't know if I've had ones from Now before. I think I did. Never really glanced inside of them. A lot of green used as a background. I guess that's because it's the Green Hornet. I think somebody was just having fun with the coloring. And there he is, the Green Hornet. Doesn't show up till page 20. Of course, that's probably his alter ego is some of these characters back here, but more than likely. Camelot 3000, number 2. Brian Bolland art. American Flag, number 8. Take this job and shove it. Ain't gonna work here no more. Another Green Hornet. This one's number 13. Nice. Oh, that's the same one. Huh. 2 issues of that in the same box. All right. Well, fine. There's Camelot 3000, number 3. Number 4. And number 8. I already have a full set of these, I think. DN Agents, number 3. So early issue of that. 1983, published by Eclipse. Mark Evanier and Dan Spiegel, if I remember right. Nope, Mark Evanier and Will Mugno. I don't know how to say that name. Ink by Al Gordon. Spectra, number 24, The Ghost in the Machine. Sable, number 10. And another copy of Green Hornet number 13. Camelot 3000 number 12. I think that was the last issue that I got from my set. That was the hard one to find. Blackhawk, the last issue by Mark Evanier and Dan Spiegel. There's Dan Spiegel. Gil Kane on the cover, number 273 from 1984. DC Universe presents Dead Man, number 4. Dial H, number 5. Cyberforce, number 3. Team Youngblood, number 3. Supreme, number 3. Brigade, number 3. Supreme, number 7. Stormwatch, number 28. Millennium, number 7. A very beat up copy of X-Men number 1. The cover is definitely seen better days. It's all ripped and falling apart up here. Got this big line crease through it thing. I don't think I've ever seen an X-Men number 1 in that bad a shape before. Enigma number 3 of 8 from Vertigo. Team 7 number 4 from Image. Oh, the artwork in here is pretty cool. Aaron Weisenfield on pencils, JD and Scott Williams on ink. And it's a Chuck Dixon story as well, so it might not be a bad series to pick up, actually, for an Image comic. What? All right, the guy's upside down. Injection number 2 from Image. Starstruck number 3 from IDW. And the Galactic Girl Guides 2. All right, I don't know what this is, so we're going to take a look at it. All right, it's very colorful. All right. I still don't know very much about it. I'm just going to leave it out of the bag. It's got a bunch of spine ticks in it anyway. Here's one that should be in a bag and board. Gru the Wanderer number 1 from PC, Pacific Comics. So this was the first issue of Gru the Wanderer. Cool. Definitely not in mint condition, but not too bad. But that is going in a bag and board. Whisper number 19 from First. And Elemental Special number 2. show that wraparound cover that Aaron likes. Oh, it's a Christmas issue. Checkmate number 32 from 1990. Checkmate goes to war. Got Paul Kuperberg on writing, Gabriel Morissette on pencils. Justice League Quarterly number 12. Don't think I've seen this one before. Featuring the all-new conglomerate. I got Mark Waid doing the first story. Supposed to be a gallery in here somewhere. There's a 2-panel spread. There we go. Nice, really decent pinup of Gypsy there. Very cool. And so you've got to fire an ice back up. And fire a nice pinup. All right. Robin Hood, Volume 2. Guess we don't know what they're shooting at. Black and white. It is from Malibu Graphics. This is published by Malibu. Okay. 1989. Art's pretty good. Little heavy on the ink washes there, but other than that, not too bad. Written by Martin Powell, illustrated by Stan Timmons. Based upon the ancient legends of Sherwood Forest. Outlanders, number 29 from Dark Horse. 40 pages, no ads. This is 29. Dark Horse trading cards inside. Let's see if those are there. Black and white. It's from 1991. And yep, there's the trading cards. Aliens and Luther Arkwright. Ryan, Lord of Atlantis, number 4, special origin issue. Ms. Mystic, number 1 from Pacific Comics. Created by Neil Adams with the assistance of Mike Nasser. Good stuff. Sable, number 11. from 1989. So this would have been the second series. I think when John Sable Freelance ended, they went the very next month into the Sable series. I think they just kind of rebooted the series then. We're not done yet. This is just getting some things out of the way. There we go. Future Quest number 3. This issue keeps popping up for me. Here we go. GI Combat number 284. The Mercenaries, Soldiers of Fortune. The New 52 Futures End, number 5. And number 16. And number 21. Number 18. Number 17. And Animal Man number 25 from the New 52 series, 2014. There's number 20. I don't think I've ever noticed that Animal Man costume before. Can't say I like it very much. 23. Futures End 25. 13. That's a good cover. 24. 23. Is that? I believe that's a connecting cover. Yep. Probably another one or two in that. 26. And from Malibu, the Hot New Protector series, Man of War. Ferret versus Man of War. Enough said. Really? Enough said? You got to steal somebody else's slogan? Alrighty. Animal Man 22. 21. 24. 26. 27. 29. And number 4. And The Hunted. Threshold presents The Hunted, number 2 from the New 52. Plus further exploits in the beyond with Larfleeze. Don't know. Never heard of that series. Don't know what The Hunted is. Sword of Sorcery featuring Amethyst, number 1. Also featuring Beowulf. Another Animal Man, number 8. Number 7. 6. 5. 9. 3. And The Hunted, number 1. One renegade Green Lantern is a whole planet's prey. Featuring Call and Stealth. Also in this issue, Larfleeze in a solo adventure. So he's supposed to be a Green Lantern? Or renegade Green Lantern? I guess. Here's number 3. Saber Force number 21, number 14, Team Youngblood number 2, and Violator versus Badrock. All right, there's some interesting stuff in there. Not as much interesting stuff as I would like there to be, but it did have the GI Combat and the first issue of Gru. That's probably why I got this box. Mainly was because the first issue of Gru was in there. And I did get it, for pennies basically. So anyway, cool stuff. And of course there was the Miss Mystic number 1 in there too, which is pretty cool, but I do already have that. And then I think the Justice League Quarterly that I don't have yet. And anyway, some good stuff in there. Not a terrible box, not a great box, but not awful. So what's next? We say goodbye. Now it's time to say goodbye. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. And we'll do it again. There's another WhatNot box in my future. So thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.